Hello guys and welcome to government class, and of course today we are going to continue our study of the basic concepts of government. Okay, so basically we are going to look at what's it called, society. We're going to look at state, we're going to look at nation state, then look at political participation, political socialization, as well as political culture. Okay, all of this will be demystified in this episode. Do not forget that all of these tutorials that are brought to you by the O3 Schools app. So basically, we're looking at basic concepts, okay, in government. This is the continuation. We began it in the first episode. You have not watched that first episode, you have no business here, okay? Go and watch it and then return and come back, okay, to finish the class here. All right, so we're going to look at all of those that I've listed. So please do not forget that all of these tutorials are brought to you by the O3 Schools application. All right, so we have the JAMB app, we have the WAEC app. WAEC is completely going CBT now. All right, so no playing. You need the WAEC app more than ever. All right, the JAMB CBT app is equipped to make you succeed. All the past questions, lecture notes, you can create a timetable, the syllabus. You can participate in mock examinations, and so many. You can search for questions on any topic and get all the questions from that particular topic and answer them. Gain confidence, build your confidence, go to the hall, finish your exam, come outside smiling. That is exam. JAMB is that easy. Your WAEC is that easy now. So please do not relent. Okay, do not, in fact, ensure you don't get that app. That's all you need to succeed. Okay, so you don't need textbooks because all of the lecture notes are on the application. Practice questions, gain confidence, participate in the mock exams. You'll be good. All right, so there's an activation fee for the application. There's a free mode. All right, the free mode allows you to, practice only 1 year of past question. Then there's the paid mode. The paid mode allows you to access everything. It's one-time payment. Okay, so please, to activate, click on activate after downloading the O3 Schools application. All right, from Play Store or from for your iPhone devices or for your laptop. Okay, if you want to download it for your laptop, message this number on WhatsApp 09121515246. Say, sir, I want to download the O3 Schools app on my laptop. Okay, we'll send you the link, you download it. Okay, you activate. All right, to activate, click on activate. The next page, you see buy activation key. You see the options. Click on that buy activation key. You see the option to activate. All right, so let us not waste so much time. Let's continue. All right. There's a question. This is a question from the application. We use the question search feature to search for this question. 2014 number 3. It says that the process of taking part in a political and public affairs can be termed political. A says participation, B says socialization, C says recognition, D says culture. All right. So we're going to look at all of this. All right, I'm going to look at many more questions at the end of the class and not before, because at O3 Schools, our goal is to give you value. All right, so we're going to begin with society. Society. Let's begin with society. All right. Society. Okay. So what is society? Okay, let me give you a definition, then I'll explain to make it very easier for you. Okay. So say a society is a group of people. Society is a group of people, all right, related to each other through persistent relations. Through persistent relations, through constant relations, okay? Or we define society as a large grouping, a large social grouping, or a large social grouping sharing the same geographic or could be a virtual territory, okay, subjects also to the same political authority or dominant cultural expectation. Okay, so we are not expected to put this definition in your head, okay, but you are just expected to understand it as a student. Okay, so I'm going to explain it for you so that you understand fully what a society is. Okay, you know, you have heard of society before. Okay, so a society is a group of people related to each other through constant relations. Okay, you see them every day, you communicate almost every day. All right, even if you don't see them every day, you communicate with them every day. All right, so or a large social grouping sharing the same geographic or virtual territory, subject to the same political authority or dominant cultural expectation. Okay, this is what we call what? A society. A society is a group of people that live together. They live together, okay, in the same place. Okay, apart from living together, they share rules. Okay, they share rules and then they help one another. Okay, that is a society. Okay, it's a group of people that live together in the same geographical location. Okay, all right, or what? Virtual territory. All right, they share rules. Okay, and then very importantly, they help one another. A society is made up of people. It's made up of communities. It's made up of leaders. Okay, it's made up of different type of people who come together to make what the place they are living in peaceful. Okay, so that what there will be progress. Okay, that is a community. They live together in the same place. They share rules. They assist one another what to grow. Okay, that is what we call a society. Think about your own community. Okay, you see that in your community you find markets. Okay, people go to market. Okay, you see market. Okay, people go to market. You see people go to what? To school. Okay, people go to church. Okay, people go to what? To mosque. Okay, they relate together. All right, and they help one another. That is what a society is. Okay, so exactly what a society definition. That definition you can use. If you don't want to use this long one, okay, you can say, well, it's a group of people that live together in the same place. Okay, they share rules. Okay, and what they help one another. That is what we call what a society. Nigeria is a very, very big society. Okay, that is made up of other smaller societies. Okay, so in Nigeria, for example, all right, you can see what Igbos. Okay, Igbos, you can see what the Hausas. You can see the Yorubas. Okay, all of them living together in Nigeria. Okay, living together in one place, which is what Nigeria. And of course, apart from this, they are under what one government. Okay, so that is what a society is. That's why I say it's subject here to the same political authority. Okay, we have the Igbo society, Hausa society, Yoruba society. Okay, and of course, they are subject to the same political authority or dominant cultural expectation. They speak the same language. Hausa people speak Hausa, Igbo people speak Igbo, Yoruba people speak Yoruba. Okay, so they are subject to the same political authority or dominant cultural expectation. So let us quickly see what are the main features of a society. Okay, so what are those things? Okay, that you say before you say, this is a society, this is not a society. Okay, the main features of a society. Okay, so I've discovered that a lot of you do not support us. Okay, you don't like our videos, you do not share the link of our video to your friends. Okay, you do not tell your friends about our application. Okay, please, that is very, very bad. All right, we want success for everyone. That's why we do this. Please, we will employ you, okay, to what? To like our video, to subscribe to our channel, to share the link, okay, of our videos to your friends, to your class group. Let all of them come and learn. All right, that is very, very important. So I'm looking at the features of a society. All right, so the features of what? Of society. Number one, people. Okay, there must be people that are living together, okay, in that place. Okay, so one of the basic features, okay, of a society is people. Without people, there will be no society. Okay, so number one is what? Is people. Okay, people. All right, so there must be people living together. All right, then number two, there must be rules or laws to help maintain order. Okay, you need those rules to be kept in place. All right, so there will be rules or laws. All right, so people must follow certain rules, okay, or follow certain customs, okay, as placed, all right, in the society. So have rules or laws. Okay, so people must follow certain rules or customs. All right, then number three, there must be cooperation. Okay, all right? So another feature of what of society is what is cooperation, right? So they can achieve what goals, so they can achieve progress. Okay, they need to what cooperate together, all right, to work together for the for the betterment of society. Okay, so cooperation, people work together, people work together, all right, and help one another. Okay, that is what another feature, okay, of what of society. Then of course common interest. Okay, they must have what common interest, all right. They must want to what attain what the same goals. Okay, so they must agree together that okay, this is what we want to achieve. All right, so there's common interest also. So number 4, we say common interest. Okay, so they must be common interest so they can achieve goals. Okay, all right. So they must have what maybe the same language. People share. The people must share things. Okay, they must have what the same language. They must have what the same goals. Okay, so that what society what we move forward. Okay, they share language to achieve goals. They share language. Okay, they share what culture also. They share goals. Okay, there must be what something that is what that they are all what working towards. Okay, so common interest is another what another feature of what of a society. Then lastly, let's look at organization. Organization. Okay, so they must be organized. Okay, so that there will be order. All right, they must have leaders. All right, who will help to what to keep what them in order. All right, so they must have leaders to help them be in order. Okay, so these are the features of a society. You're expected to understand them, don't cram. Okay, so in government is very, very bulky. So cramming will not serve you any good deal. You understand. Okay, that's why we try as much as possible to explain so that you understand. Okay, features of society, people. There must be people living together. Rules or laws, people must follow certain rules or customs. Cooperation, people work together and help one another. Must be common interest to achieve goals. They share language, they share work culture. Okay, organization leaders, they need the leaders to help them to keep them in order. So up next, okay, in fact, let us now see quickly why society is important. Why is it important? All right. So society is important because it helps people to live in peace. Okay. Society is important because number 1, it helps people. Let's quickly note them down. Number 1, helps people live in peace. Okay, peace and order, for example. All right. Then also number 2, allows people to work together for what now? For progress. Okay, so that's another very, very important reason why what society is what is necessary. Society also gives people a sense of belonging. All right. Okay, society also helps give people a sense of belonging. Okay, so they ask, so for example, now somebody will meet you, say, where are you from? He say, oh, I'm from Ocean State, in Yoruba. Okay, so you see, okay, so it helps you have what, imagine they ask you, I don't know, how will it sound to you? Somebody's asking you, where are you from? I don't know, my papa don't tell me, huh? Maybe it's here, maybe it's there, but they ask you, where are you from? I'm Igbo. It gives you a sense of belonging. Where are you from? I'm Hausa. It gives you a sense of belonging, all right? You know that you belong to the Hausa society, you belong to the Yoruba society, you belong to the Igbo society. There are so many other ones, Tiv. There are so many, many other ones, okay? So it gives people a sense of belonging, all right? And then also it helps governments to organize the people. Okay, it helps government to organize the people. This is another very, very important reason why your society is what is necessary. Okay, so please keep this in mind. Don't cram them, understand them. Helps people live in peace and order. Allows people to work together for progress. Society helps give people a sense of belonging. Helps government to organize the people. So it's very, very easy. So if you see a question in JAMB or WAEC, okay, most times they just want to test how you understand. Okay, in fact, if you understand very well, there's no way that they can confuse you with the question. Okay, so let's quickly go to state. All right, state. Please download the O3 Schools application from Play Store, from Apple Store. Okay, if you need it for your laptop, message this number on WhatsApp. Okay, we'll send you a link to download it for your laptop. Activate it. Okay, and start preparing. Tell your friends about the app. Tell your friends about these lessons. Copy the link. Share it to your friends and loved ones. Let's look at states. All right, so what is a state? Okay, we have discussed states before, right? So if you watched the first episode, you understood that what we're constantly measuring states in the definition of government. Okay, so we have to explain what state to you. Okay, but let's do states. Okay, let's understand the characteristics of what of state also, because it's expected of us in our syllabus. Okay, so basically, what is a state? All right, a state is the most inclusive organization. Okay. Definition: is the most inclusive organization which has formal institutions for what now? For regulating the most significant external relationships of the people within its can use scope or territory. Okay, within its what scope. Okay, this is a state. It is the most inclusive. For example, we said Nigeria is a state, isn't it? Okay, it is sovereign. Okay, it has its own people. It has its own defined boundary. Okay, it makes its own rules and laws guiding the people within what Nigeria. Okay, that is what a state is. Okay, so a state is the most inclusive organization which has formal institutions for regulating the most significant external relationships of the people within its scope. Okay, that is what a state is. Okay, in a very, very simple and more understandable way, you can say that a state is a group of people living in a specific area, okay, or territory, okay, who are controlled by one government. Apart from being controlled by one government, they obey the same rules, okay, and obey the same rules. Okay, so this is what a state is: a group of people living together in a specific area, okay, territory, who are controlled by one government, and apart from being controlled by one government, they obey the same rules. Okay, that is what a state. Okay, for example, we can say Nigeria is a state. Okay, it has its own specific area. Okay, there's, if you are like I say, if you travel to the country, okay, or maybe you use bus to go to Ghana, if you are entering Nigerian borders, okay, you see that you will know that you have entered Nigerian territory. You are entering Nigerian border. If you are going to Ghana, you know that you just crossed Nigerian border. You are going to Ghana. Okay, so it's as simple as that. So it has its own defined territory. Okay, it can make its own laws guiding the people within Nigeria. Okay, so Nigeria is is a state. Just like I explained before, I say a state is like a big family living in one house. Okay, that house there is the land. Okay, and then they obey the same rules. Okay, all right. They have people who are controlling. They have the parents in the house. Okay, who make rules. They are the government. Okay, that the government, the state has a government. Okay, and then they obey rules. Okay, people who are there to enforce those rules. Okay, that is what a state is. All right, so now let's quickly see some characteristics of a state. It is very important we look at that because that is the area where questions mostly come from. All right, characteristics of a state. Number one, I'm going to look at permanence. Okay, now permanence is mean that a state remains there forever. Okay, so basically government may change. For example, we have had different governors, different presidents in this country before. We have had Musa Yar'Adua, we have Buhari, we have Goodluck, Jonathan, so many of them, Obasanjo. Okay, you see that they will come, they will go, but the state, Nigeria, will remain. All right. So one of the important characteristics, one of the most very important one is permanence. permanence. Okay, so soldier go, soldier come, barrack remain. Okay, so governments may change. Okay, but of course, very importantly, what happens that what the state what will remain. Then number two, a defined territory. Okay, number two, a defined territory. Okay, so Nigeria, for example, as a state now, it has its own boundaries. Okay, so you can say Nigeria is measuring so and so square kilometers. Okay, and so on and so forth. Right, so it has its own size. Okay, there's a limit to the size of Nigeria. Nigeria is not the whole world. Okay, so it has a defined territory. It has a defined boundary. A defined boundary. Okay, UN. Okay, so Nigeria is is a state. Okay, it has a defined territory. It has a defined boundary. Then also we now have a population. Population number three. Okay, so there must be people living in a state. Okay, so like Nigeria has population. Okay, but I said that Nigeria population is estimated to be more than 200 million, right? Okay, so that is population. So there are people living in Nigeria. So for that reason, population, okay, it's another very, very important characteristics of a state. Then number four, sovereignty, okay, all right, so it can make its own rules. Sovereign reign, R-E-I-G-N-T, okay, all right, so sovereignty, so it can make its own rules, okay, or laws, right, to guide the people, all right, living in that territory. Okay, so sovereignty is another very, very important characteristic of a state. It is free from external influence, okay, or interference. Okay, free from free from external interference. Okay, so that is what a state. A state is completely free. It can make its own decision by itself. Okay, so the state has a government that make laws. All right, it makes laws and it is free for external interference. Then number four, it must have a government. Okay, so for a state to be able to make laws, okay, it is for this government that will do it. All right, so it makes laws that guide the general populace. All right, so you discover that without laws, okay, the state will be, in fact, will be in a state of anarchy. There will be chaos, okay, if there's no government to maintain that law and order. All right, they make those laws, they make those rules, so that people will obey. Okay, so a state must have a government. Okay, a state is controlled by by the government. Or you can say every state or every institution, okay, has every state has an institution that is known as as the government. Okay, that make laws, okay, to keep peace, okay, and to keep people in order. Then number 6, okay, we now have recognition. Recognition. Okay, so in the committee of of states. Okay, the state enjoys internal and external recognition. Okay, so there's some programs, there's some events. Okay, that you see that your president has traveled to UN to go and hold meeting. Okay, so they will recognize that this is a state. This is Nigeria. Nigeria is represented in so and so. Okay, or ECOWAS. Nigeria is so in the community of states or in the committee of states. Okay, they enjoy okay, recognition. So up next, I'm going to look at nation. Okay, nation, another concept. Okay, in government known as nation. All right, so please ensure you have liked, subscribe, and share. Check. Most of you don't usually check. Please leave what you are doing. Check now whether you have subscribed. Okay, subscribe and share. Copy the link. Tell your friends about these tutorials. Okay, so we're looking at nation. All right, so what is a nation? Okay, so a nation is a group of people. Okay, a group of people. Let me just put that down. A group of people who share the same history, the same ethnicity, okay, the same language, okay, sometimes the same religion, okay, who share the same history, okay, language, culture, okay, ethnicity, and sometimes, okay, religion. And very importantly, this for a nation, they usually see themselves as what? As one. Okay? All right. So a nation is a group of people who share the same history, they share the same language, they share the same culture, they share the same ethnicity. Okay, and sometimes what? Religion, and those who usually will see themselves, okay, as one people. All right, that is what a nation is. So you must understand what a nation is. Very easy definition. Okay, a group of people who share the same history, the same language, the same culture, the same ethnicity, and sometimes religion, and who usually will see themselves. Let me put that, and who usually see themselves as one people. Okay, so that is what we call what? A nation. So a nation is not just about what? Land. Okay, a nation is not just about what? Government. Okay, it's about what? A group of people. Okay, a nation is about what? A group of what? Of people who feel united, not Manchester United, though. Okay, a group of people who feel united because of what they have in common. Okay, that is what a nation is. So it's a group of people who share the same history, ethnicity, culture. Okay, the same, sometimes the same religion. Okay, and of course, usually they see themselves as one. It's not about land, it's not about government, it's about a group of people who feel united because of what they have in common. For example, the Yoruba nation. The Yoruba nation is what is the Yoruba people that it can be called what? A nation, okay? Because they share the same what? Language and the same what? Culture, okay? So also is what is the Igbo people, all right? They share the same language, they share the same what? Culture, all right? That is what those are what examples of what? Of a nation. All Nigerians together also can also be called what? Nigerian nation. Okay, because what we share what? A common what? Identity. All of us are Nigerians. Okay, so they say, what's your nationality? You say it's what? It's Nigeria. Okay, so Nigerian nation, right? All of us are under what? Nigerian nation. So we share a common identity. Okay, we are from the same place and we share a common identity. So we can say what? Nigerian nation. All right, so that's a nation, group of people who feel united because of what they have in common. The term nation itself, okay, you can see it's almost like a nation. All right. All right, you can even confuse it with nationality. Okay, so it's from the Latin word, okay, natus. Natus means what? Birth. Okay, please take note of that also. All right, so the word nation is allied to what? To nationality. Okay, from the Latin word natus, which means what? Birth. So now let's look at the main features, okay, of a nation. Okay, what do we see? We say, okay, these people are qualified, okay, to be what? A nation. All right, so let us quickly see the main features of a nation. All right, so main features of a nation. All right, so what are the main features of a nation? Okay, like, of course, definitely, since they share the same history, the same culture, the same, those will be the major features. So, okay, so number one, common language. They speak similar language. Common language. Okay, you see that what in the nation they speak similar language. Okay, they also have common culture and tradition. Okay, so they share similar customs. Okay, they share similar food, even the same similar way of dressing. Okay, they share similar customs. Okay, food, okay, and dressing. All right, so common culture and tradition is another word, very, very important feature of what? Of a nation. Okay, also they have common history. All right, number three. So they have shared experiences from the past, common history. Common history. They have shared experiences, okay, from the past. Okay, you see that what most of them, they'll be what? They'll gather their children down, all right, the evening, and then they'll be sharing stories from what? From their history, okay, from their ancestors, from their forefathers. So they have what? Shared experiences from the past. Then also we have a sense of belonging, right? Sense of belonging. Okay, so obviously they'll have a sense of what of belonging because they feel united as what as one people. All right, so they definitely will have what sense of belonging. They feel united as one people. Okay, so for that singularism, all right, they have what a sense of belonging. Okay, and also they have what a desire to live together. Number 5, another important feature: desire to live together. Okay, so this is another important feature of what's it called, of a nation. Okay, so you see that what they want to stay together as one group at all costs. Okay, they don't want to break their bonds. They don't want to break their unity. Okay, so these are all of what the main features of what of a nation, especially to understand them: common language, common cultures and tradition, common history, sense of belonging, desire to live together. All of these are what's called main features of a nation. Let's quickly see differences between nation and state. Okay, it is being asked a lot in your exam. Okay, differences between a nation and a state. I think they should be very easy for you to know. Okay, so let us just have nation this way, and then here let us have states. Okay, so what are the differences between a nation and a state? So a nation is made up of people with the same culture and identity. Okay, number 1, made of people with the same culture and identity. Okay, all right. What about state? State made up of what? Of government. Okay, made up of people that are ruled by one government. Okay, so this one is made up of people that are ruled by one government. Okay, so that is what a state. Nation is made up of people with same culture and what an identity. State is made up of people that are ruled by one government. A nation is based on feelings of unity. Number 2, based on feelings of unity. Okay, that is what a nation. Nation is based on feelings of unity. Okay, this one is based on what? On rules. Okay, and what? And laws. So this one is what is based on laws and authority. Okay, so that is that. Okay, based on feelings of unity. That one is based on laws and authority. A nation may not have physical borders. Okay, may not have a fixed border. Okay, this one may not have a what's it called? A fixed border or territory. Okay, but what a state, okay, must have what? A fixed territory. Okay, it must have a fixed boundary. Okay, it must have a known boundary. All right, so state has what? A fixed territory or boundary. Okay, please, you must understand that. Okay, so nation does not have any physical borders. Okay, but what? A state has what? A fixed territory or boundary. Examples, okay? Under nation, you see what? Yoruba nation, you see Hausa nation, okay, you see Igbo nation, okay? For example, here we see Nigeria is a state, okay? You see many other France, okay, and so on and so forth, okay? All of those are what are states, okay? So that is the difference between a nation and a state. I expected to know these differences, okay? If they were not important, I would have told you. Now, up next, we'll talk about nation-states. All right? The nation and the state together now. All right? That is what nation-states. All right? Just like Nigeria. Nigeria is a nation-state. Okay? So a nation-state. All right? So let us see. Nation-state. All right, so what is a nation state? Okay, so a nation state is a country. Okay, so just see it like a country. Okay, where what the people, okay, that was now called the nation. All right, and the government, which is now the state, they live together as one. Okay, just understand it's very simple. Nation state. Okay, so we have the people, all right, who share the same culture, the same ethnicity, the same tradition. Okay, and sometimes the same religion. Okay, come together with what the government also, and they are living together as what? As one. That is what? That is a nation state. Okay. So in simple terms, we say a nation state is a country where people, these people, they are the what? The one that make up the nation now. Okay. And they now have the government, and the government. The government is what? Is the state, because they made the rules, they made the laws. Okay. Then what? The state. Okay. Living together as what? As one. Okay. Or where is a country where what? The people, nation, and the government state live together as one, or are together as what? As one. All right. So it's as simple as ABC. Remember, I was saying Nigeria is an example of what? Of a nation state. Just that Nigeria is not a perfect example of what? Of a nation state. Okay, I will tell you why. Okay, very, very soon. Okay, so please ensure you remind me. So a nation state is a country where the people, nation, and the government, state, are together as what? As one. Okay, so let me not say living together. Let me just say are together. Okay, are together. Since the government is also made up of people. Okay, you can say live together, but let's just say they are together as what? As one. The nation state is a place. Okay, where you can say it's a place. It is a place where what? People who share the same culture, okay, the same ethnicity, okay, and what? And the likes, okay, live to and what? And the government live together as what? As one. Okay, so they share the same what? Culture, they share the same what? Ethnicity, they share the same language too. Okay, a place where people who share the same culture, the same ethnicity, and what? The same what? Language live together under one government. Okay, so they live together under one government. Live together under one government. Okay, so the government and what? And the people, okay, they are together as one in a nation state. Okay, so it's a place where people who share the same culture, ethnicity, language live together under one government. For example, let me give you a good example, like Japan now. Okay, so Japan, most people in Japan, they are called what? Japanese. Okay, so they speak what? The same language. They speak the same language, okay, and have what? The same culture. Okay, so that is what? Japan. All right. Also French. Okay, France, for example. Okay, so most people in France are what? Are French. Okay, most of them are what? Are French. So they speak the same language, French. Okay, and they have one government. So that's the nation, perfect example of a nation state. But Nigeria now, so I say Nigeria is a nation state, but it's an example, can be an example, but it's not a perfect example of a nation state. So they say which of the following is not it's not a nation state, and you see Nigeria, you can decide to pick Nigeria. Okay, all right. So let's say maybe this tell with what's another state, okay, that is not at all close to what's it called, a nation state. Then you cannot pick Nigeria, but Nigeria is not a perfect example of what? Of a nation state. Why? Because in Nigeria we have what? We are called Nigerians. So okay, all of us are called Nigerians. So, but of course, we do not speak the same language. Okay, so you see what? Yoruba, you see Hausa, you see Igbo, you see Tiv, you see Igala, you see different languages. Okay, so for that singular reason, Nigeria is not what? A perfect example of a nation state. So Nigeria has what? A lot of what? Nations, okay, living under one state. Okay, so for that singular reason, it's not a perfect example. Okay, so now let's quickly see main features, the main features of a nation state. Main features of a nation state. Okay, obviously you see that what? They speak the same what? Language and share what? The same what? Culture. All right, that will be one of the what? Major features. All right, so main features. Okay, let me say features of a nation state now. All right, so the features of what? Of a nation state. Okay, number one will be common language. Okay, number one, common language. Okay, so you see that people speak the same or similar language. Okay, the same. People speak the same or similar language. Okay, so that is one of the main features of what? Of a nation state. Okay, and then also they have what? A common culture and history. They have what? A common culture and history. Okay, so they have what? Same way of life and background. Okay, so people in a nation state, okay, they have what? A nation state has same way of life. Okay, they have common culture and what? And history. Same way of life and background. Okay, so common culture. All right, also there's a defined territory. A nation state has what? A defined what? Territory. There's a land mass. Okay, that's a land space. Okay, they live what? In a specific land area. All right, so they have what? Defined territory. Defined territory. Okay, so they have what? A land. Okay, a specific area. All right, specific area where they live. Specific area where they live. Okay, so there's what? Common language, there's common culture. Okay, there's what? Defined territory. But very importantly also, they have what? One government. Okay, one government. Okay, so nation state has what? One government. One set of leaders and laws for everyone. Okay, one set of leaders and laws for everyone. Okay, so nation state has what? One government. Okay, and also there's what? Strong unity. Okay, strong unity among what? People in the nation state. Okay, there's what? Strong unity and loyalty. Okay, you see that what? People love their country. Okay, they love their country. They want progress. Okay, they see themselves as one family. They love their country. All right, strong unity. People will love their country. Okay, they are willing to die for their country. They are willing to what? To make sure that our country becomes better. They have a strong unity and loyalty for their country. Now let's quickly see difference between nation and nation state. Okay, that will not be difficult, isn't it? We know what nation is. All right, to know what nation state is. Now, what's different between nation and nation state? Okay, so we have nation here. Then here, nation state. Okay, like for example, I said that for a nation does not have physical border, isn't it? Okay, but nation state has what? A defined what? Area where people stay, specific area where people stay. So that's one difference between what? A nation and a nation state. So a nation is what? A group of people with what? With the same culture and what? An identity. Okay, that is what a nation is. Okay, a group of people with the same culture and identity. Whereas, okay, this one is what? It's a country where that nation, okay, has its own government. Okay, so that is what? A country where that nation has its own what? Has its own government. Okay, that is what a nation state. Because the nation state and what the nation, which is the people, and the government, okay, they live together. They are together as one. All right, so a nation state is a country where that nation has its own government. So number two, this one may not have a government. May not have a government. Okay, but this one what? Will have what? Has what? A government and what? And territory. Okay, so this one may not have a government. Of course, nation state, okay, must have what? A government. So examples are what? Here we have a Yoruba nation, Hausa nation, Igbo nation. Here we have the French, okay, from France. The Japanese from what? From Japan. All of these two are examples of what? Of nation state. Okay, so please let's keep all of these to mind. Okay, we have seen society, we have seen state, we have seen nation, we have seen nation state. Okay, so up next, let us look at political socialization. So let us see political socialization. All right, we are drawing close. After political socialization, we'll see political participation. Then we'll see political culture. Okay, and we'll round up. All right, so please like the video, subscribe. Okay, if you cannot watch this video at once in a long stretch, okay, you can break it down to 2 or 3 episodes. Okay, take the first 20 minutes, absorb it, go and take a break, come back again, finish it. So let's say political socialization. Okay, so now what is a political socialization, right? So political socialization is the transmission of political culture, okay? Transmission of political culture, okay, from one generation to another, okay? So that is what we call what political socialization, how you transmit what, how you transfer knowledge, how you inculcate, okay, knowledge about the government, about your rights, about what they do, all of that to the next generation. That's what we call what? Political socialization, all right? It's the transmission of what? Of political culture, okay, from one generation to another, okay? In a very simple definition, all right, political socialization is a term, kind of looks like a very big term, okay? But it simply means what? How people learn about governments, okay? How people learn about politics, okay? How people learn how to be good citizens, okay? How to be good citizens, okay? So that is what political socialization is all about. How people learn about the government, how people learn about politics, how people learn to be good citizens of the country. So basically you learn what government does, okay? What governments you learn, okay? What government does, okay? You learn how to vote. How to vote, okay? You learn what your rights, okay, and what, and duties. You learn how to take part in your country's affair, how to take part in your country's affair. Okay, so all of these is what? Is political socialization, okay? You learn about the government, about what the government does, you learn how to vote, you learn about your rights and your duties, you learn how to take part in your country's affairs. All of these are all what? Political socialization, and they are being driven mostly, okay, by what? By agents. Okay, so there are some things to call agents of political socialization. Okay, through what medium do we learn all of this? Okay, from your family. Number one, family. Okay, so you say that your family will teach you to obey laws, isn't it? To obey rules. Okay, so they will inculcate in you. That is the first step. They say, don't do this. So if you do this, they will jail you. If you do this, they will do this to you. Okay, all right. So you go to prison if you misbehave, go and thief. You go to prison. They'll be telling you right from your childhood. So the family is a very, very, very good agent of socialization. Then number two, your school. Okay, in school you do what? Government. Okay, in primary school you do civic, you do social studies. Okay, where you learn about what? About what? All of these what things. Okay, political socialization. You learn about the government. Okay, so your school is another very, very important agent of what? Of political socialization. All right, so you do government. In the university you do political science. Okay, but in the school you learn about what? Political socialization. Also from your friends. Number three, your peer groups. Okay, friends can have influence on you. Okay, sometimes you argue about politics, you talk about politics. Okay, so you can learn about what? Political socialization from there. Also, your religion can what? And will tell you. All right, so you see that what religion will tell you that, okay, do not what? Go against what government rules. If you do this and do that, okay, you face the consequences. Okay, so your religion, your church, okay, or your mosque, or what your imam will tell you all of this. Also, the mass media, number five. Mass media, okay, like your TV, like your radio, okay, you hear programs, okay, about what government, you listen to news all the time, okay, you'll be seeing how people are abusing they are abusing rules, okay, and then they are dealt with. You see how people are obeying rules, they are rewarded. You see how people are taught how to be good citizens, and so on and so forth. Okay, mass media is very, very important also in what as an agent of what? Of political socialization. Then also we have political parties. Political parties will also will teach you Political parties. Okay, during election, you see them tell them, no, you're right. Vote for the right person. You'll bring many, what to call it, skits. Okay, or what jingles. Okay, where you'll be learning. Okay, about what political socialization. Then also the government itself. Government also is another agent, okay? So government, they host programs. They have many programs that they host, okay? Where they will teach people about political socialization. So it's very important you take note of all of this. So why is political socialization important at all, okay? So it helps people to know their rights, okay? And their duties, okay? That's one very important reason why political socialization is necessary. It helps people to know their rights, number one. Helps people know their rights and their duties. Okay, so that's one very important reason. Okay, why political participation is very necessary. It helps people to know their rights. Okay, so you say, I know you'll be hearing people. I know my right, okay? Or talking to policemen, okay? You cannot tell me to open my phone. The government said, do not allow you to search my phone, okay? I know my right as a citizen of the country. I can talk freely, okay? I have a right to life. You cannot threaten to shoot, and so many things and so forth. So you know your right. You know what your duties and your responsibility as a citizen of the country. Then number two, it teaches people how to take part in politics, okay? Number two, teaches people how to take part in politics. Okay, for example, how to vote. Okay, it's another very important. Okay, so it teaches people how to participate in politics. Okay, because your country's affairs are your own affairs, so you must know how to participate so that it can better the system. So okay, so political socialization is very important because it teaches people how to take part in politics. Number three, it helps people to love and respect their country. Okay, to respect and love. Okay, respect their country. Okay, it's only one Nigeria that we have. Okay, so we cannot throw it away. So for that reason, we must love it, we must defend it. Okay, and we must try as much as possible to be good citizens so that people outside, okay, can view us, okay, as good people, so they can come and socialize with us too. Then number four, it builds good citizens who obey laws, okay, and love peace, okay. So that is that for that. So that is all about political socialization. So now we'll talk about quickly political participation. We're drawing near. After political participation, we'll talk about political culture, and we're close. Okay, so number two. Okay, number two, political, what's it called now? You just look at socialization, so participation. All right, so now political socialization has taught you about what the government, okay, about laws, about rules to obey, okay, your rights, your duties, okay. Then now political participation is you actually now involving yourself, okay, in the activities of the government, and also we're trying to participate, okay, in the affairs of government, okay. So that is political participation. So I won't join, okay. I want to vote and be voted for. I know my rights, okay. So I want to participate actively, okay, in the affairs of my country. That is political participation. So this one is what is taking part in the activities of the government, and politics of the country or of your country, okay? So that is political participation, actually taking part in the activities of government and politics of my country, okay? It's just like the way citizens get involved in choosing their leaders. Okay, so political participation is a way citizens get to choose their leader and helping to make the right decisions, okay, that affect the country at large. That is what political participation is. And how do you do this? Okay, for example, you vote when election time don't reach. Okay, you carry your voter's card and go and vote. Number one, you vote during elections. Okay, then number two, it's important you join political parties, Okay, number 3, you attend political rallies. Political rallies. You see that rallies where people will gather, okay, in the field, okay, and then your politicians will come. They'll come and what? Be telling you this, that. Now what team may go do is what this one not do. Okay, so attend, okay, so that you listen to them firsthand. Attend rallies or what? Political rallies or meetings. Okay, so you actually what? Talk about government issues. But actively talk about government issues, be interested. Most of you know just concern you. Okay, so that what talk about. Number 4, talk about government issues. Okay, so these are the ways what you can participate. Okay, vote during election, join political parties, attend meetings. Okay, even write to leaders. Okay, about peaceful protests. Okay, participate in protests, peaceful ones. So nobody break chair for person head or break bottle. Okay. That's one no deal, no go do that one. So please, very peaceful protest. Participate in peaceful protests. Okay, so we have 2 types of political participation. We have direct and indirect. Okay, so indirect political participation, citizens are themselves, okay, participate. Okay, that is direct participation, direct political participation. Citizens themselves, they participate. Okay, they get involved. Okay, in what? In being what? Leaders. They want to be leaders. Okay, so that is direct participation. Indirect. Okay, in indirect, citizens choose leaders. Okay, to what? To go and make laws for them. Like for example, when you do election for what? For National Assembly in Nigeria, okay, or what? House of Reps, okay, you see that which is we that will go carry ourselves, go and vote, okay, for our leaders. Okay, so that is what? Indirect participation. So what are the ways people can participate, okay, in political activities? Number 1, you vote during election. Like I said, you have to vote, be ready to vote during elections. Number 2, join, okay, or support a political party. Okay, this is what I represent, a Republican or a Democrat, okay, APC or PDP, or this one or that one, JJJ or FFF. Okay, join a party. Okay, so that is another way you can participate. Number 3, contest for a political office. Okay, ensure you contest. Okay, contest. You can be councillor, can be governor, can be anything. Contest for political offices. Number 4, attend political rallies or campaigns, like I said there, obviously. Then listen and watch political news. Okay, listen to to news so that it can be updated. All right. So because if you are not informed, you'll be deformed. So you must listen to political information, to news, mass media, radio, any channel, okay? Listen to to political news. Also, you can sign petitions, okay? Join peaceful protests. It's very, very important. Join peaceful one, peaceful protests. All right? So sign petitions, join peaceful protests. Then also help others to register to vote. Encourage them to go and vote. Okay, so you see that once there's political participation, you see that better decisions can be made. All right, because we're actively involved, we cannot be fooled by our leaders. Okay, so we're actively involved. Anytime we see them doing wrong, okay, we petition them, we protest peacefully. Okay, make sure that we know our rights so that they can easily at least attend to our queries. So political participation helps us to choose good leaders. Okay, it helps us to choose good leaders, allows people to express their opinions, keeps leaders responsible and honest, thereby strengthening our democracy, and definitely it helps the government to know what the people want. Okay, so that is political participation. All right, so please let us now quickly look at the last part. I know I've taken a lot of time, right? So let's look at political culture. Okay, political culture. All right, so we say socialization is a transmission of political culture, okay, from generation to generation. So let's look at political culture. All right, so what is political culture? Okay, so political culture is the totality of beliefs, okay, norms and values of people in a political system. Okay, all right, the totality of beliefs, okay, beliefs, all right, norms, and values of different people, okay, in a political system, how they think, okay, how they feel, okay, about the government, okay, what they are doing, what is right or wrong, okay, all of these, okay, is what it's entailed in political culture. Very simple, right? Okay, so please go and like this video now, like the video, subscribe, share, copy the link, share to your friends and loved ones, tell them about the app, download the Auto Discourse app, activate. you want to pass the exam at once, so this is the way you can do that. Please get that application, all right, and activate it also. Now, so what is political culture? We say is the way people think, the way they feel, or what they believe, okay, or their belief, or let me say, and believe, okay, about government and politics, okay? That's what political culture is, okay? How the way people think, the way people feel, what they believe, their norms, okay? About what? Governments and politics, or about what the political system. So it's about what people believe is right or wrong, okay? Right in the what? In a political system, okay, or in politics, okay? So that is what political culture is, okay? How they respect their leaders, right? How they respect their leaders. Political culture, right? What they believe is right or wrong, how they respect their leaders, all of these are entailed in what? In political structure. Like for example, in Nigeria, some people respect their leaders, okay? They respect their leaders, they love their leaders, all right? In some cases, okay, they don't respect their leaders, okay? But in some cases, they join rallies, they join political parties, okay? They even contest for elections, okay? Why? In some other cases, some people, they do not care at all. Once you measure politician, they can tell you something like this. See, which politician, they don't, nothing like trust when it comes to politicians. Okay, so all of this type of belief, all of this system, those that respect and love their leaders, those that join political parties and participate actively, okay, those that don't mention it, they don't trust their leaders, they believe that politicians are thieves, okay, all of those ones, okay, they forms what? A political culture, okay? It forms what? This political culture that we are talking about. So let's look at components of political culture. Components, okay? Number one, we have cognitive. So we have what? Cognitive orientation, okay? So we have cognitive orientation. This cognitive orientation is what is the orientation that people have, okay, about what their political system, all right? The orientation that people have about their political system. Okay, that's what we call the cognitive orientation, the component of political culture. Cognitive orientation, the orientation that people have about their political system. All right, it's cognitive. Then number two, we have what? Evaluative orientation. Number two, evaluative orientation. Okay, so this speaks more about how much people can assess their system, okay? All right, so the people who voted those leaders, all right, they tend to evaluate, okay, how far or what they have done or what they are doing, okay? So they tend to evaluate their progress, the progress of those that they have voted into power. So that one is evaluative orientation. Okay, cognitive, the orientation that people just have about their political system. While evaluative, okay, you are evaluating those people that you have used your hand to go and thumbprint. See, now you go that place. Okay, so that is what evaluative orientation. Then we have affective orientation. Number three, affective orientation. Okay, so this one has to do with people's feeling, okay, about their political system, their feeling, okay, it has to do with, that's why it's affection, okay, the affection towards towards the political system, all right, people's feeling towards the political system is what affective orientation. So the components of political culture: one, cognitive orientation; two, evaluative orientation; then three, affective orientation. Very important, take note of that. Now let us see types of political culture. We have three types. Number one, parochial. In parochial system, and they do not care or know much about government. They don't even care, don't even measure anything about government to them. All right. So that's what parochial. All right. So number one, we have parochial. Then number two, we have subject type. So this one is not types. Okay. Then number two, subject. Then number three, participants. Okay, so these are the three types of what of political culture that we have. So in parochial, all right, they do not care or know much about the government. Okay, they do not want to participate. Okay, but for subjects, all right, they know about the government. Okay, but they do not participate at all. They do not participate. That's subject. Parochial, they do not know. They do not care. Some may even know, but they do not just care about government. These subjects, they know, but they do not care. Okay, they do not want to participate. But participant, they are actively what participating in what in the government. Okay, that one is what participant type of what of political culture. So they are actively participating. All right, so those are the three types of what of political culture that we have. So why is political culture important? It helps government to know how people feel about what their governance. Okay, it helps government to understand. Okay, these people are not happy. Okay, this governor Amunike or this. Okay, so when Governor Amunike is misbehaving, right, they will know. Okay, my people are not happy, but even if they're not happy, they don't like. But let's leave that part for that part. Okay, so it's as simple as that. So it helps the government to know how people are feeling about their governance. Then number two, it influences how people vote or obey laws. Okay, imagine people have been misbehaving before. The leaders are misbehaving. So naturally, people will be inclined to want a change. Okay, so in the next election, they want to vote for somebody else. Okay, we're not giving them what they want. They vote you out. We have the power. We can do that. All right. So it makes them to make decisions, influence that decision, and influence how they obey rules. All right, because the government is misbehaving, citizens also want to misbehave since they are breaking the law. Okay, but it does not mean that you should. Okay, don't ever break the law as much as possible. Don't not try it. Okay, but of course, it influences people's decision. Then number three, it helps the country to build a stable and strong democracy. Okay, since we're in democratic government in Nigeria, right, it helps the government. Okay, the country to build a stable and strong democracy. Then number four, political culture shapes the behavior and characters of citizens. Okay, so this is where I want to end today. So now quickly we'll go to the application, answer some questions. Few ones, you answer the rest. Okay, you go to question search on the app, go to open your O3 Schools app, go to question search. Okay, you can search for nation, you can search for nation state. These are the keywords you can use. You can search for political culture, political participation, okay, political socialization. Okay, you can search for society. All right, all the terms, you can search for states. So all the concepts we discussed today, you can search for all of them. Questions under each of them will come out. You just answer them. You understand how JAMB set question, okay? You'll see how better you have become in JAMB government, okay, or WAEC government, all right? So now, this is from the JAMB app anyway, 2014. Okay, this is 2016, number 44, okay? It says that political culture is mainly determined by political culture. They say it's mainly determined by A, say ethnicity, B, say political parties, C, say the family, D, says religious group. Okay, so is it ethnicity? No. All right, is it the family? No. Is it the religious group? No. Obviously, from the options here, the major drive here will be political parties. All right, so that is that. Now let us see 2014 number 3. They say the process of taking part in a political and public affairs can be termed political what? That taking part. It's not participation. Correct. A say participation. B say socialization. C say recognition. D say culture. Correct answer is option A. 2005-43. They say the most important aspect of political participation in a democracy is the most important aspect of political participation in a democracy is A say voting in elections. B say attending political rallies. C say the observance of electoral processes. D say registration with a political party. The most important is what is voting. Vote. That's the first one I was mentioning. Vote. Okay, during what elections? All right. Now, 1999. Okay, the last one was 2005, number 43. So 1999 now number 12. Okay, it says that the process of learning the norms and values associated with a political system is referred to as what? Political socialization, option A. A says socialization, B say indoctrination, C say culture, D say participation. A is correct. Now the last one I'm going to look at here, 2013, number 5. They say political socialization is associated with, they say free choice of party programs. B say military takeover of civilian programs. C say the transmission of political values. That is what socialization is. You transmit political culture from one generation to another. This transmission of political values or culture is what political socialization. Option C is correct. This say political transition. Very wrong. All right, so go to the app now. Search for these questions. Search for year 2009 number 28. Search for 2012 number 13. Search for 2010 number 2. Search for 2008 number 43. No, 23 now. Search for 2002 number 19. Search for 2000 number 13. Okay, so okay, search for those questions. Tell me the answers in the comment section. Okay, I'll see you in the next class. All right, thank you for watching.